Welcome back to the One Predator podcast.
All right, another episode, One Predator podcast. Carl and I in the kitchen. Mr. Rush is joining us on the phone.
No.
We'll get the sponsor thing done. We got Double Dog Drags by DJ's Paracord.
Well, I used mine finally.
Yes, you did.
Yes.
It was a light load, though.
Yeah. That was just a wee fox.
It works, though. Works good.
Go ahead. I'll get into the
All
fox
right.
after this.
So, yep, Double Dog Drags. You need coyote drag or
Call lanyards?
Call lanyards. Yep, he makes it all. You can get a hold of him on Facebook. You can go to our website. There's links there on the links page.
Yep.
You can find him there. We have a new one, Defender Training. It's a firearm safety courses for basic and concealed carry practices. Let's see what they offer. They offer women-only classes. They got pistol permit classes. So if you're in New York State, you need your 18-hour concealed carry firearm safety training class. They got it.
Rush. He needs his pistol permit.
Oh, what?
He doesn't have it.
No, I went through all the paperwork. I did everything. Had my references. I had all the paperwork. And 2020 said F you, and every government office shut down. Time frame elapsed. Everything expired during that time frame of COVID. And I'm like, you know what? I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Like do I want to have it? Yeah. Do I need it? Do I have a need for it? Yeah. You're good till you're not.
Yep. A couple other classes that they offer. They have a men's only class. They do intro to long rifle shooting, 600 yards plus, intro to home defense with a shotgun, and introduction to practical revolver. Defender training. There's links on our website. You can find them on Facebook. And of course, Rush Custom Callers.
The Messiah.
That guy.
He helps us out with all your hand call needs.
Yeah.
If you
give him a
go on
rundown
to
of what he offers.
Yeah.
If you log on to the website now, you can navigate everything. When you click on an item and actually put it in your cart, you cannot miss the disclaimer because we've implemented that as a pop-up that I'm about 1 to 2 months out on every order right now.
Wow.
Oh, damn. So business is good.
I've officially chained myself to the lathe and took myself right out of the woods, and I'm not riding on it. I am driving the struggle bus right now.
Oof.
But good problems to have, and
absolutely. Yep.
every when I say every customer, I have an itinerary every single day. I'll have I'm basically treating it like a restaurant. I go to the website, the Shopify account, and I have no inventory of pre-built stock.
Yep.
So I am building every single order for that individual customer, which is typically what I've always done.
Mm-hmm.
But getting this much traffic in such a short amount of time, I'm kind of treating it like a restaurant, and I take that order ticket. So what I'm doing is I go onto the Shopify account, and whatever number I left off on, I just put all of the business cards out, and then I hand write onto every business card, hypothetically, Buck Grunt Tube, Maple, built 12/25 for Josh Carpenter.
Yep.
And then I write the order number down on the card, and then I go to the next one. I'll do like 10 or a dozen, and then I'll bring all of those cards over to my work shelf and set them all out, go to my wood rack, take the wood, put it on each card, and then there's my menu. Then I take that blank and I go to the lathe, I build it start to finish, then I go to the next, so on and so forth. Streamlined everything in the shop so I can actually push one freaking button thermal printer, spits out the packaging slip, put that on the package, put the call in, put the card in, put the disclaimer in, and the money is taken out of my account through the Shopify account. I don't have to make the financial transaction at the post office.
Nice.
And all of the tracking and shipment information is sent to the customer via email. So those steps just completely streamlined a lot of time for me. And right now, time is money.
Yeah.
And it saved a lot of time. Just taking that next step of time and production to streamline that, and just forward progression, really.
Yeah, efficiency is key.
Yes, very much, especially right now. And go ahead. Sorry.
You got a bunch of new videos on your YouTube page.
Yeah.
Lots of information there. So if anybody's looking, it teach you how to do everything. And I don't know what we did without YouTube, but at least now we have it.
When we started the YouTube thing, it really was educational tutorial, link it to my website so I can answer that FAQ, the frequently asked questions. And what better, easier way to correlate an FAQ with tutorials than YouTube? And then link it to the website. And I'm an idiot with the computer, so I'm just a blue collar dude in my shop. So I have a web development team that I've been working with. The website's been active for 6 years, and it either is I haven't looked at any updates of anything or navigated the website, but I gave all of the information to the web developers yesterday to start making some new amendments because of the amount of traffic that came through. Mm-hmm. I'll get to those numbers quick. I don't want to talk about me in the business the whole time, but it's just so humbling and gratifying of doing this for 7 years full time, the website being active for 6 years, and financial comfortable. I'm not going to be a millionaire or anything, but financial stability of being an independent sole proprietor for 6 years and meeting the right people at the right time. It's been super comfortable. And the amount of just feedback and positive feedback from customers, it's just been every positive adjective I can throw at it. It's just been so humbling.
Has it slowed down?
So right off the rip, I'll say slowed down, but basically still to a point where I'm only one guy and I can only build so much in one day and get them out the door. And, obviously it's me, it's my business. I'm the name and the face to my business. So like my quality control, like I can't rush through anything because it's not fair to the customer. And like, I'm not a retailer. Like that's a reflection on me. Like, would I use this in the field? And I had issues. Like I wasn't rushing through anything. Some of them, like the ergonomic shape, everything's looking good, but I don't like that cosmetic imperfection. You take something off the lathe and then you try to put it back on. Good luck. As soon as you take it off the lathe with the way I have everything mounted, it's like a freaking coin toss. And then there's just time consumption with like finishing touches of like you mate two bodies together on a grunt tube, and yeah, you can kind of catch your thumbnail on that mating joint. Like, something just had a little weeble wobble in it that you don't see when you're turning on the lathe. You take one half and then you mate it to the other half, and then it's like, oh, perfect. And then what the hell happened to this one? And, then you got to kind of start either scratch it, start over, or it's my quality control.
Yeah.
Like little things like that just really like get under my skin because there's variables with it. There's always variables with it. So, but yeah.
You that's the best part about your stuff is it's you from start to finish. And
Yeah.
I love to push that because like so I went and made my trip, to Bass Pro Shop.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't get there in time to really get through all of it, but I went right for the call section of everything. I went for deer calls, all the stuff. And you look at this stuff and it just seems so cookie cutter to me.
Yeah.
And expensive.
Not to cut you off,
Go ahead.
but this was, I don't know if I said this, I think I probably said it just in casual conversation with you, but this was the first year ever I walked into a big box store. It was in Bass Pro Shop. Nothing against them at all, but they're a retailer and they're peddling a product, and that's how consumers buy their product through retail shops online. I mean, I'm fortunate enough to have the platform that I've grown to right now, and like I said, riding the struggle bus or driving the struggle bus, just trying to keep up with everything. But this was the first time ever I went into a big box store and found a mass-produced grunt tube that actually exceeded my cost on something that I'm hand building, hand tuning. And it was just another one of those things. I can look down the barrel. I know where the reed comes from. I know how thick it is. I know the manufacturer of the reed. And immediately looking at it, I have sound expectations of what it's actually going to sound like. And as hunters, we get acclimated and accustomed to, that's a grunt tube. It sounds like a grunt tube. It's like, good quality deer call. I've had luck with this. And then I freaking hate sounding like a salesman, but it's just the fact of the matter of the wood-bodied, hand-turned, custom-tuned grunt tubes, and it's the reed. Like it's all in the reed, and I'll flat out say it right now. Those that mass production market, I know with inflation, costs have gone up for everything. But back in the day when I was looking at the pricing, if you have a big box store that is producing, I'm just fabricating numbers because I don't know. If a company's mass producing grunt tubes for commercial big box stores, and you have options of reed assemblies, tone board wedge for 19 cents a piece to put that together, and you have a buck grunt tube. 19 cents a piece sounds a lot more enticing than $2.49 a piece when you're building 10 to 50,000 units every year.
Sure, absolutely.
So it's
cost there. Yeah.
There's a huge discrepancy in cost, and I'll flat out say it right now, and I won't bat an eye at it. There's a huge discrepancy with tone. Huge discrepancy.
I have questions about this. Since we have your ear, do you think? What do you think? Do you think they test them like you do? Obviously not, right? Like you blow in every single one. Like how do they know?
Everyone.
How do they know?
Here's a good one. Gentleman called me this morning from Missouri. Super nice. Just one of those good, like-minded outdoorsmen. Super nice guy. Apologized for taking my time, but he had questions on tone with his grunt tube, and it wasn't mine. It was, I honestly can't remember the name of the manufacturer. It was a custom-built grunt tube that he said the DNR, Department of Natural Resources, the DNR from Missouri, highly recommended, claimed sound of authenticity. Like it was backed up with a lot of credibility just for the tone of this call for when it was manufactured like decades ago. So he said after watching, that one epic video, I'll tell you the numbers in a bit at the end, just remind me. He watched that one video that I did on YouTube, and he's like, I can't get that sound. I'm like, I can probably tell you why you can't get that sound. I go, it's all in the reed. So he described the reed to me, and then he took a picture of it. I asked him, have you ever taken it apart? And the answer is no, because so many people are afraid of actually taking a game call apart. It's like, I'm going to dive into a motor and take half of it apart, and now I don't know how to put it back together. So, I mean, it's what I do. So, like, there's simplicity to it. So I told him how to take the two mating pieces together. It was a 2-part body, so he got that apart. He took a photo of the reed. It was everything that I anticipated of that reed, but that reed actually had a cantilever of weight pressed into the end of it. Very, very comparable to what I use. And I'm looking at that reed, but it's a different, it's similar but different application. So we were talking everything over. He sent me the photo, and as soon as I looked at the photo, I'm like, oh, I go, the reed is actually sticking over the tone board by like an eighth to a quarter of an inch, hanging over the tone board. I go, it should be actually opposite of that. Like start small. So when you hypothetically, if you had the call put together and you put your finger into the end of the barrel that you'd blow into, not the exhaust end. If you put your finger in, the very first thing you should come in contact with is the tone board, not the reed.
Right.
Not the reed.
I know this now because I had to fix my own.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So he he looked at it. He said, oh, no, like it's the reed. I'm like, okay. So he took it apart. He sent me a photo, and that cantilever of weight, the grommet was hanging over the end of the reed. So he's still getting a decent grunt, but there is no snowball's chance in hell you're actually going to get that audible click of the voice of that buck. That click. And, I talked to him about like how to actually create the sound. He watched the video, and he's like, I collect game calls and grunt tubes. And he goes, I can't get any to actually make that sound. I was like, it's in the reed. And I told him, I said it in the video, and I swear to God saying it, it's so truthful. I hate sounding like a salesman. I really do. But it's just fact of the matter of it's the reed. It's that particular reed, the thickness of the mylar, the pressing of those grommets on the end, where they're located, and how everything's ergonomically pressed together to make that sound. And those big box stores, you're not going to be able to replicate that tone. And if you did, you're not guaranteed 100% not going to be able to articulate the tone control to actually continue to replicate that. So we talked everything over. He thanked me for my time, and I flat out told him, I go, listen, do me a favor, just shoot me a text as you progress. Like, you have the confidence level to take it apart, you know how to put it back together. If it doesn't sound the way you want it, just keep manipulating it just a little bit till you find that sweet spot that you're happy with. So he succeeded in the end, and was super, super grateful. And I didn't ask for anything in return. Like, I took almost an hour of my time this morning just to help out a like-minded outdoorsman. Like, just a super, super, super grateful guy.
So he didn't buy one of yours.
What's that?
He didn't buy one of your calls then.
I looked on the website, and later that afternoon, he actually did place an order.
Oh,
I wasn't given a sales pitch or nothing, but no, it was, just, yeah. I try my best not to suck at life. Treat other people the way that you want to be treated, like mom taught you when we were kids growing up, and, kind of a different dynamic in today. And it's totally reciprocated, and like total sincerity. The amount of conversations that I have on a daily basis now, it's PR. It's all public relations, where I'll line my whole itinerary up for my work day for the next day. Like, when I hang up the phone with you guys, which is a nice break for me to just kick my feet up and BS with you boys, I always enjoy chatting with you guys, but as soon as I hang up the phone, I'm gonna lay out my itinerary for the day for tomorrow, and then when I wake up in the morning, make the wife's lunch, take care of the kids, get the kids on the bus, and in between all that, my first 2 hours of the day are I look at my phone, and that schedules my agenda, and I have about 2 hours of PR work every single day before I even turn the lathe on, between responding to emails, the YouTube thing. I told you we'll get back to the presence on the YouTube and what happened with that. The comments, the interactions, I am obligated to respond to all that. And if it weren't for the customer feedback and the interactions, there would be no business, and I would just be a dude whittling in my shop.
Right.
So, I am obligated to interact and have conversations with customers, because if it weren't for customers, there would be no finances for me to help support my family. I'm obligated to do that.
Not to change the subject entirely, just
Okay.
a quick thing. We did get an email from a listener last week.
Oh, we did.
I told you about it.
You probably did, and I don't remember.
You'll remember.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh!
Now you
That's
remember.
funny. I was just perusing my new profile picture.
Yeah. So we had Matt from Pennsylvania email us, ask us some questions about gear and just different things, saying how he was enjoying listening to the podcast and stuff.
He's just starting out, right?
Yep. We
Nice.
we inspired someone else to get into the hobby.
Jump in the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Good luck to you, Matt.
Yeah.
Wanted to give him a quick shout out, say thanks for
No, we appreciate it. Thank you.
thanks for getting in touch with us and listening. And
Yeah,
hopefully
it's cool.
you keep finding us entertaining and informative.
Yeah.
Don't get discouraged. Just enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's tough. You see, I read a lot of posts on the Predator pages of first-time guys out, saying, and we have the same problems, okay? I had the same problem on Monday night. It was of coyotes hanging up and not coming out. And you don't want to overcall them. I jumped 3 of them in a field, and I wanted to pick your brain about this too.
Yeah.
They were, it was 3 of them, and I recorded it. They were straight up just playing grab ass. I don't know. And the snow was loud, and I can't, I got 420 yards from them, and the wind was in my face. And I went with my squeaker first, right? And
Oh, for
kinda
sure.
got their attention. They stopped doing what they were doing. They were literally chasing each other around in a circle. And they stopped what they're doing. They focused my way and then continued on doing what they were doing, which was literally, I have to send you the video, just biting at each other. It was crazy to me. It could be part of pairing at this point, maybe.
Yeah.
And, so that's the thing with your calling, everybody invitational maybe is, you got to get more aggressive now. I squeaked out a few times. They didn't want no part of it. And I waited. I was out there a while. They were there a while doing this. So I just kind of waited and hung out, tried to move in, and, it was loud. So at that point, they had some kind of curiosity of what was going on in my direction, so they were a little more attentive of it. And then, so I was like, okay, let's try and get and that's probably where I messed up, but I grabbed my rabbit call and turned the opposite direction, and they blew in it super, super light. And boy, that one dog, though, that big one, that thing heard that, and you swear to God he had a jetpack on.
See ya.
He knew me very well. And and his howl was amazing too, because what happened after, I'll get to that. So super light, just blew in my rabbit call, not facing the sound right to him, away from
Right.
him, because the wind was screwy, and
Hmm?
I'm gonna say he's older. He was bigger than the other two in the video, and he heard that. Boy, he stopped what he was doing, looked my way, and turned around and gone. See ya. The other two looked puzzled. They just stood there, looked at me, looked back at him, looked at me, He was gone. He was in the next field. He was gone. He just left the chat, and they eventually left and carried on with him. So then I waited. I was like, oh, man. They know me here. They're super educated here. It's just the way it is. And
Right.
so I wait. I moved. I got another 100 yards closer to where they were before they took off. And I turned the opposite direction, and I waited a good, 20. I was out there a while, 25, 30 minutes. But from their last encounter, and I point the other way, and I give them a nice long howl, and I don't hear nothing. 10 minutes goes by, and he was right in front of me in the woods. I don't know, 90 yards, not even that far. He was right there on the point. Howls back at me and barks, like howls with a bark, not a warning bark.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say it was an aggressive move.
Yeah, he was. You pissed in his Cheerios.
Yeah,
You're in
right.
his bedroom.
So
Yeah.
what I do, I did exactly. I gave it
You
right
get
back to
you
him.
get you gave it right back to him.
And I tried, and then I was like, now this is when. So what I'm getting at is like the new guys. This is when you start thinking you're calling too much, or whatever. I feel that way all the time. There's definitely scenarios, and we've been doing it a while, and we don't ever claim to be professionals.
Right. There's so many variables to throw into the scenario, but sometimes it's not meant to be. Like
Right.
I
And the wind
wanted,
was bad. Like it was in my face, so he would have to cross a ton of open area to get my wind.
to actually smell what that was, and
Right. And he
if
didn't like it.
scenarios like that, like I love a crosswind because I can anticipate where does that coyote actually want to get to,
right?
And it gives them a little bit more of a comfort level to break the sanctuary of cover, to use their nose, and what's our cover? The sanctuary of darkness.
Right. And
like, I love having that crosswind.
I wouldn't even have been out there, but I texted Josh that night. They were literally, I could hear them in the house with the kids watching TV. So they were all around me just talking. And when I finally got the kids in bed, I was like, okay, I'm going. And as soon as I stepped out there, I was like, well, the wind's the wrong way. Unless, they end up behind me, which at this point I had no eyes on anything. When I got over to where we usually stand is when I started to see them, and that's what they were doing. So maybe like now's the time to get a little more aggressive. I think they're definitely pairing at this point.
And that's your property, and I think I've mentioned to you before, like, pressure is pressure, and
I don't even hunt it that much. That's what's crazy.
Yeah, and whether any of us like to admit it or not, we're pressuring, educating, and just giving that dog that Pavlov's theory of whether it be positive or negative reinforcement to sound. Unorthodox tactics where maybe some nights you got to leave them alone. Like you're the resident of your property, and you're coexisting with animals that live on your property, and like it or not, they pattern us just as much as we pattern them,
right?
And
super
the memory retention of coyotes to recognize sound and smells and danger. I mean, what's their job? To survive,
right?
And when they're using all of those keen senses in that manner, just survival instincts. It's not October 1st, 2025, and we're calling in the uneducated and having a freaking hell of a time popping off the 25 edition pups
Right.
that were born this year. And even them, they're starting to get a little bit of a taste of survival instinct and some good key learning trades of survival. A lot of that's going to just come down to, like it or not, like your coyotes are pressured coyotes, and unorthodox tactics where I've said this before on your podcast, like your turkey hunter, he's going to manifest way faster into a better predator hunter than your proficient whitetail hunter, just from calling dynamics of when to call, when to cut distance, and most importantly, when to shut up.
Right.
And breaking off into pairs with your partner, where you sacrifice your partner and your partner's the caller, and you go ahead and just boogie down that field with educated guesses of what you've seen in the past, of where they travel, where did they break cover from, and you put yourself a buck 25 from that area with a good wind, and you don't do a damn thing other than stand there and scan, and your partner's behind you, hell, 200-300 yards away, ripping a call just to get them to break cover, and they pop out in your face.
And that night, and I would have been great. I was solo that night, but usually, like, I'll bring my e-caller for that reason. The e-caller becomes my partner, and I will drop it.
That's your partner,
and
for sure.
I did not bring it. I only took my hand calls because I really want to do, like, my goal is to shoot a lot of coyotes with hand calls. That's my goal this year.
Yeah, and so that brings me up to something we talked about before you started recording. When you had JP and Jeremy, the PA boys, when you had them on, and you were talking about numbers and how much it takes to get double digits, or just swinging for the fence to try to hit triple digits in certain areas. The one thing I listened to on that particular podcast that both of you guys, and I'm not throwing fault, but just constructive criticism, is population density. Like, you want to shoot a lot, you want to have an opportunity to shoot a lot, you got to look at what your population density actually is, and we don't have those numbers here. Like we just don't have those numbers. And that one year, and it started a lot of controversy and uneducated speculation from people that just don't know. Andy and I hit triple digits one year. What people don't know is we were out 6 days a week.
Yeah.
Like burning the candle at both ends. Why were we doing that? Because we were having fun. We enjoy each other's company. If we didn't enjoy what we were doing, we wouldn't do it. Right. We were having a freaking blast. And then you got, some guy trying to discredit everything you did just to, I don't know, make himself feel better about himself. Putting other people down makes him feel better for some reason, which still just sucks in the dynamic of life today. But the work. Warriors. Yeah, the work that we put in for somebody to just discredit, it hurts. It really does. Like, where's the camaraderie?
Yeah,
like, come on, just play nice, But
and we know that because what we shot last year, that was a ton of work. That was a lot, and that's what I'm trying to get at, is like with the new guys, is you're gonna have dry stands, man. We've had
for sure.
What are we on? 2-3 weeks? 2 weeks? We haven't seen it. We haven't seen a one. Well, I've seen them.
Well, we've seen them. We haven't shot anything in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Well, coyotes anyway.
Like, right. I'm doing really good, but I've only been out 3 times. I've had zero time. We did. We went out one time in New York, and Andy shot one. I shot one. like awesome textbook hunts. And then when I was in Kansas, hanging out with a good buddy Rodney out in Kansas, he's as green can be when it comes to, coyote hunting, body language, dynamics of coyote behavior, all the things. So it was fun to just go out with a good friend that wants to learn and watch.
Yeah.
And I shot 2 the first night. I shot 2 the next night, and what I got to watch was just freaking amazing. But I've been out coyote hunting 3 times, and I've shot 5, which is a really good track record for being out 3 times. But the time in life right now is just really tough. But back to that podcast, I texted you guys, that group chat that we got. I can't remember how many episodes I listened to, but I started from episode number 1.
Oh, on your way to Kansas.
Just to have something to listen to when I left New York State and drove straight to Kansas. I think I got to like episode 16 or something.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember, but I started from number 1, and then I just drove west.
Number 1.
And
I hate the first episode.
It's fun. It's fun. Like your growth and your confidence. Yeah, it was fun to listen to. But when I was listening to the most recent one, the hearing protection with the Bluetooth that I have in front of the lathe, just listening to the podcast with you and the PA boys, that's really something that, constructive criticism, like I said, don't take it like a personal attack, but, the one thing that wasn't brought up was just population density. Like we don't have those numbers here.
No.
They've texted that it's been pretty slow for them as well.
Yeah.
When I was in Wyoming this year, met some great people, awesome conversations, and I was good talk with this rancher, and he's got like 7,000 acres, and he and I went down that rabbit hole talking about the carrying capacity, the population density, like really important keyword phrases on wildlife, the habitat. Told him about, what we have in upstate New York, the topography, agriculture, habitat, big woods, lots of big woods, and what our actual carrying capacity is. And I told him the numbers. I said, the most epic year was when Andy and I hit triple digits, and 6 months out of the year, round numbers. Our coyote season in New York is 6 months out of the year, start to finish, done. No daytime, no nighttime, out of season. It's only 6 months out of the year, which I'm totally fine with.
Yeah.
I couldn't do year round, man. I'd be
no. Well, it's the other thing that I totally agree from a conservation perspective. Like defining conservation is wisely using our resources. We don't have the carrying capacity to have a year-round season.
Right. No, because why we do this to thin numbers, right? And our populations are smaller, right? So
yes, exactly.
And that is a huge focus. Like a lot of people think that we just do this for our own giddy up. You know what I mean? Like we're just not ruthless killers. There's actually a reason for this. So we play ball with like both sides of it. You know what I mean? So it's a really good point to bring up.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And, kind of hypocritical to your statement, but if we didn't enjoy doing it, we wouldn't do it.
Sure.
I mean,
sure.
We do get pleasure from, being out in the field, seeing the interaction, squeezing the trigger, having, shoulder time with the rifle, doing what we enjoy doing, manipulating wildlife, hanging out with our buddies, the camaraderie, so many different aspects of it. But ultimately defining conservation of wisely using our resources. And I'm totally fine with actually having a season that's 6 months out of the year. And then, population density, but the tough thing with defining population density is you can't define population density to a whole entire demographic of where we live, New York State. You can't. Like, it's impossible. You have to break it up within wildlife management units. And that's why we have wildlife management units, because what is the population? Perfect example. How come so many doe tags are given out in 5R versus the lack of doe tags that are given out in the Adirondacks? 5H, I think. Population density. Yeah. This is why it is so important to report your deer.
Right.
So the guy that thinks for a minute, like I want to bitch slap him upside the head. Well, if I don't report my deer this year, the state's going to give out more doe tags because of a lack of reporting. No, it's the total opposite. There's a lack of reporting because there's a lack of deer, so you're not going to get the doe tags for the following season. You reach statistics, my friends. It's status quo of numbers every single year after year after year after year. What does the statistics say? That's the average. That's the median of take every single year in that demographic of that wildlife management unit. These are the appropriate numbers of doe tags for the DMPs to give out in those regions, because it's broken up not in New York State, but every single wildlife management unit. And it's not broken up one county to another county. It's broken up into wildlife management units because of the habitat within overlying counties. So your counties really don't have anything to do with anything. They might coincidentally border a jurisdictional border, but it's the habitat within those WMUs that's really important. And that's why it's very important to report your deer and to report your turkeys. So the statistics dictate what the population is, and the statistics are also going to dictate what the status quo is going to be for every single subsequent year of what the population control needs to be, so we can safely coexist with of animal. And I mean, yeah, we don't have a reporting system for coyotes, but it's just fact of the matter. Where we live, like in my area, your area, you want to get big numbers, you're going to have to get a lot more property, and you're going to have to spend a hell of a lot more time out in the field. It's the population density. No, go ahead.
And then think about like all those times you go out and educate something, and maybe you don't have a lot of spots. We lost a couple this year, and so, which is the other reason why I haven't been going out much, is just kind of save everything. So when everybody goes, everybody has a good time. But, it's a ton of work. I mean, we shot almost 60 coyotes. It ain't no triple digits. But, that was 5-6 nights
That's awesome.
Of me hunting to...
collectively, and you guys are having a great time.
Right. Yep. And we're not even that, and again, we're not even close to that, this year at all. We've had some slow weeks. We've had, them talking to us. They're either far off or they just refuse to show themselves, which is super frustrating. They should just give in and just come out. But that's with anything. You can't go out into the field and think you're going to be a rock star every night. It's just not going to happen. You got to earn your wings, man. I mean, that's something that Andy said, and when we were in the shop and you guys came up, we did the podcast in my shop, and Andy was here, and we kind of coerced him into doing the podcast. He had no clue it was coming, but. When you were drilling Andy with the Q&A, and Andy's my
like,
favorite episode.
It's lies.
Yeah,
It's all the things that people don't see. How many dead stands do we have?
Too
2
many.
weeks worth.
Too
What
many.
what does everybody see? The captivating content of what Downwind Outdoors used to produce, which was, I'm biased. They're my friends, and I'll say this till the day I die. That they were ahead of their time and guaranteed the best, most captivating daytime,
Oh yeah.
if not anywhere across the country, but for daytime
Especially in New
eastern
York.
coyote calling.
Yeah.
Yes.
Especially
Yes.
in New York.
But to produce something like that over the course of time, the amount of time it would take, to actually, get the stars to align to, produce a really, really, really good video. It's not every weekend.
Yes.
Videos
Yeah.
are a ton of work.
Yep.
All this stuff, the podcasting stuff is a ton of work, but it's all, and like you said with our episodes, we've progressed in our growth, and it's all time in the seat, man.
Yep.
It's all time in the seat. Doesn't matter what it is, So my biggest thing is, like, you hear about these new guys and you see these posts and they get discouraged, and you can't. And then, you got to go out and do your door knocking. You got to ask, are they going to say no? Some do. Yes, we've gotten turned down before. It happens. So utilize what you have. Be smart about it. Be different. Don't be a broken record out there. Don't go to stand in the same spot, hunt it with the same wind, play the same sounds. Don't do that. Or make the same sounds in our case.
Absolutely. I
and
mean,
if
that no, go ahead.
The challenge, if you really want to challenge yourself, which I suggest, if you're gonna, hand calls are a challenge. Okay, so it's coming from where we came from. We were button pushers. Mm-hmm. We were the guys that went out, played a sound, shot a dog. It took a bunch of years to get there, but hand calls are a little more difficult. But, and that's the other thing. Like, I hear this all the time about the howlers and stuff, and they're I don't think it sounds good. It's never going to sound good when you're sitting behind it.
No.
Like, get your old lady involved. Stand in your yard with your howler and ship her down the road, 200-300 yards, and blow in a howler, have her record it, and then listen to it. And I'll bet you'll be surprised on how good it actually does sound. And,
extremely.
And just keep working with it. And that's what, we try to be different is, like, I have barely used my e-collar this year. I mean, I feel like we've cut it down at least half.
Oh, yeah.
Easy 50% this year.
Still, like, I'm not discrediting e-collars at all, because they're a super functional, valuable tool in the field. But right, combining them, it's like, the calls that I'm building, they are a valuable part of your audible arsenal of everything.
Right. And,
the one thing that, your hand calls are doing that no e-collar is going to be able to replicate are those, Tony Tebby said this, the harmonics that actually resonate out of a hand call. You can't replicate that tone and that harmonic out of a speaker.
Never. You never.
It's not a thing. And, my my gut and my heart and, everything that I put into this is, my success, and I want to see other people's success. And it's gratifying for me when, I can build something in my shop and I was a part of somebody's success out in the field. Like, when I get the customer feedback of just like the interactions, or, somebody's generous enough to send me photos and give me praise, and I just hear a really kick-ass story, like, it makes me smile because I was a part of that. Like, I love it. I absolutely love it. Do I make the best game call in the world? I like to think so, because I try not to suck at what I do. But yeah, somebody else out there, they got to think the same thing and to actually have pride in what you're doing. But I'll flat out say, maybe I don't make the best game call in the world, but I'm going to try like hell to be the best teacher to give you the most beneficial information to be successful in the field. That's something I really pride myself on. And that's why we started the YouTube thing. Just to link on a YouTube platform to have tutorials linked to my website. And if somebody else is utilizing that information to use a different hand call, I don't know, maybe give credit where credit's deserved and praise that other company or praise where you got the information from. But it's, just fact of the matter. Like, I'd be nothing if it weren't for the customer. I'd just be a dude whittling in my shop.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see people's success.
Right. Like you make the calls, but you can take the practices of you and apply it to other calls, I think.
Yeah.
It's learning language, more or less. That's the big thing you got to take out of them videos. It's not, it's not pushing the call or the product. It's the learning the language, the vocalization. I don't care if it's deer. The doe bleat one the other day, that short, blew my mind.
Yeah.
I'm not a deer caller. Do I want to be one? Yes. Now I want to be one, but
oh my God. So like I said before, like the first 2 hours of my day is like PR, like responding to emails and phone calls and text messages, and now the YouTube thing and how that blew up. Like that, it's like a full-time job in itself, just keeping up with the positive interactions and, even the negative interactions. And that's, it kind of gets under my skin where, somebody wants to discredit what you're doing and they have no gain. Like it's not like, it's a competitor. It's not another company. It's not a business. It's just somebody just trying to discredit you to make them feel better about themselves for no reason at all.
Yeah.
And I'll still have positive interactions with those people. And it's not like killing them with kindness, but it's kind of killing them with kindness.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're entitled to your perspective. Thanks for your feedback. Thanks for watching.
Yeah. And
like what like I'm not going to instigate an argument, but a lot of that is the pine cone.
Sure.
So much of
back to that damn pine cone.
the damn pine cone. So this is something we're actually going to implement on my YouTube channel, where it is the dumbest freaking story. And we were going to do a video on like the top whatever number, just pick a number, like the top 3, the top 5, the top 7, the top 10, whatever, like the biggest mistakes somebody can make in the field. And honestly, I think the number one biggest mistake somebody can make in the field is a successful new hunter.
Yeah.
It sounds so hypocritical of me to say this. Your biggest mistake is setting up and being successful the very first time, because you have zero expectations or education of what just happened. It happened. So from that point on, what is your education? This is how it's supposed to happen every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I see it.
Maybe that's how it was supposed to happen.
Yeah.
And you learned something from it. The guy that went out that had one timber block with the wind hitting him in the back of the head, and he's facing that timber block and he's calling to it, and there was a coyote just behind a roll 60 yards to his left that happened to poke his head out, and he saw the movement and he was able to get the shot.
Right.
like your wind just set you up for failure. When you scanned, you see nothing.
You
You
got
know,
lucky.
daytime or nighttime, you just caught him at the wrong place at the right time.
Right.
Yeah.
You got lucky.
When
Could be a lot of
in
things
that,
there. Could be the
yeah,
rolls
you
in the
know,
hills. Could
so
be a lot of things.
yeah, you know, it's just that one variable where I think that could potentially be somebody's downfall for the rest of their hunting career.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And you know, if they take a circumstance like that and then they apply that to, well, this is how it's supposed to happen every single time. So I did the doe bleat video, the long doe bleat video that I did. So the can call that I was using, I could actually tell in people's comments that they did not watch the whole video.
Isn't that funny? When that
And
happens?
so in some of those comments, they were talking about how that can call is designed as being utilized as an estrus bleat when a doe is in heat, and that is the vocalization.
The one you tip?
Yes,
Okay.
the can call.
Yeah.
So it has it, and I did not discredit the can call. It is another valuable functional tool in your audible arsenal. I'm not going to discredit it, but it has flaws. One of the biggest flaws is how it's advertised. It can be used for, and we actually put the verbiage of the marketing of what that can call is designed and how it's designed to communicate. The flaw in it is the length of tone. So in that video, what I talked about was you cover the hole on the opposite end of the can call, holding it upside down. So your thumb is up covering the hole. When you flip it over, it's that wah. It's that audible, trying to replicate that estrus bleat of a hot doe. I sat down, and this is where I don't think people took the time to actually watch the whole video. I sat down, had a conversation with Peter Fiducia, who's known throughout North America as the Deer Doctor. He featured me in a chapter in his book of The Shooter's Bible Guide to Whitetail Deer Hunting, and featured me in a chapter on authentic whitetail communication. He and I talked about the grunts, the bleats, the blats, the clicking in the voice of a buck. Like, we had a great conversation about deer vocals. And just the bleat can call, we both 100% agreed it's too long. And simple analogies, and you guys have known me long enough. I like to make analogies in the wild kingdom that you can relate to human experience, and it makes an easier correlation to understand what I'm talking about.
Mhm.
So you listen to of that can call. Now, picture your crying child or a distressed animal. It starts high to low. Ow! Like, it has a distressed tone to it. And it's also the length of tone. So if I'm communicating to an animal that is a prey animal, we are hunting them. There are other animals in the wild kingdom that hunt them. Why would I want to audibly communicate to an animal with a sound that sounds distressed when I'm trying to have a conversation with it?
Yeah.
It's not as inviting. Now, if you take the can call and just tip it real quick and then flip it over, so it's meh,
That's what that thing was meant for.
that is the appropriate
Everybody does it the
vocalization.
long way, and that's wrong.
So yeah, there's nothing wrong with it, but you know, it also has flaws. You can't project the sound to one area. You're stationary flipping it. Maybe if you kind of try to hold it and orient it, it's still facing up because the air has to exhaust up. You can take the call and actually hold it at the right angle and suck air through it. Instead of letting gravity drop that plunger on the inside, you can suck air through it. It's difficult to project sound to different areas of the woods. But if it's used in its function of just tipping the can straight up, you're stationary. You don't sound like you're moving, and you can't project your sound into an area, which, I've gone down that rabbit hole of just manipulating deer. I don't want you here. I want you there, and being able to move a deer, whether it's a couple 100 yards or 50 yards or 10 yards. I need you on the other side of that tree. Just playing puppeteer up in the tree. Very difficult to project sound to an area with that. Now, that one guy that is super, super, super successful, loves the can call, and I even said it in that video. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Keep doing it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But do me a favor. Message me back. Let me know what state you're in.
Yeah.
I'd like to know what the population density is.
And that's the other thing, especially even with the predator calls, right? So
Yeah.
you do the same thing to manipulate. Don't, when you have your cross, you said this a million times, you point that where you want away. You don't want to stand there and just right in their face, and you want them to move to where you can make the shot or bring them in closer. Because that's the thing with predators. Okay, so they respond unless you get hard chargers. Okay, which does happen.
Yeah.
But even foxes and stuff,
not to cut you off, but those coyotes that are the hard chargers, those are going to be your variables.
Yes,
they don't happen nearly as often as that. That cautious coyote that he's going to use his nose to survive.
Right.
He's going to use every sense that he has to survive. Well, remind me. We'll go back down that hard charging scenario.
But I think that's important. Like if you're using hand calls, and again, so now this can apply to not only your calls, but other hand calls, and
Absolutely.
to watch your videos on how to manipulate them to move where you need them to.
It's just fact of the matter that knowledge is power. And am I right? Am I wrong? It's a different perspective.
Right.
It's a different perspective. And having the luxury, like this year, I've held a hunting license in 4 different states. I got to see a lot of cool shit this year. And I mean, I put deer in front of me in Illinois. You put that deer in front of me in New York, I'm putting an arrow through his chest. 100%. But I also know the quality of animal that I'm pursuing in those areas. And yeah, that's a, 100 and mid 130s to mid upper 130s mainframe 10 point. Beautiful buck, but he's only 3.5 years old. You put that deer in front of me in New York State, I'm shooting him.
That's even with the coyotes. You put that many coyotes in front of me, and I'm going home with no bullets. Because if you
after that one stand, I was just thinking of you guys.
Yeah,
man, that video was insane.
Make sure your hearing protection is on, because this shit's gonna get western.
Yeah, it's about to get west. If I was there, now you sent us a video of coyotes responding from every fucking direction.
Yeah,
every direction. I think that one video I sent you, I was just recording 8? As they were howling. There's 1, 2, 8. There was 8 in my field of view.
Right.
There was number 9 that I called back in that broke cover, and to the human ear, to the uneducated coyote hunter, what is it called? Bogest, French word, where 1 sounds like 10.
Oh God.
Yeah. So to my ear, I heard at least 4 to 6. To the uneducated, it sounds like another dozen coyotes in the woods. But within, I'd say quarter half mile, I heard another 4 to 6. And then a mile up the road, like way at the other end, we wound up calling one of them in and killing them. But at the other end of the property, there was like another 8. Like it was unbelievable. Where I can confidently say on that one stand, I had, give or take, 24 coyotes audible within 1 mile, and 8 to 10 of them were within 500 yards. It was fun. It was fun to listen to.
Quick question about Kansas. Do they have mag restrictions for what you can carry while you're hunting?
If I wanted to run full suppressed in a 30-round magazine, let her rip, Tater Chip.
Oh, boy.
The juggernaut, baby.
Oh, damn, I didn't bring that up.
I know you didn't.
Oh, shit, I'm
That's
sorry.
when the juggernaut comes
Oh,
out.
man. So,
And you just see me trudging across the field, just laying bodies down. Just,
So-
throw me a bag.
so,
You can't put me in a place like that.
so Matt from PA, our listener
guy.
there, emailed us, had said in his email that when he listens to us, and we call Carl CJ,
Yeah.
he goes,
Call me whatever you want, just
Yeah.
not late for dinner.
He goes, it probably means like Carl Jr. or something like
Yeah.
that. But whenever I think about it, it means I'm thinking Coyote Juggernaut. So we have a new nickname for Carl.
Yes.
And take me to Kansas
coyote
with a
juggernaut.
30-round mag, and I will show you the way. will
You know,
Brian be standing there like, where the hell did he go? And I'm just fucking walking across the field. Just, bop, 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 just,
I don't know the regulations,
sure.
Yeah,
so I'm
no,
not going to do it until I educate myself. But
I was just curious.
my muzzle is threaded.
Yes.
Right.
I can't own the suppressor here in New York. Can I own the suppressor and or can somebody else own the suppressor in Kansas? And am I allowed to put that on my firearm while I'm in the state of Kansas?
Right.
That's a good question.
I want to find that out because, heck,
Dude,
I'll have one shipped off to my father-in-law.
You would have dropped way more than one there.
Oh, yeah.
You
Oh,
know?
yeah.
Because
And
you watch these suppressed videos, like we don't know, right? So we have to.
oh, yeah.
But you watch the reaction of the coyotes when the shots come off.
Dude, when
That
I was
is
in
not how it
Wyoming,
is in New York State. Let me just tell you right now. They hear a shot and they're gone. Like goodbye.
Mhm.
They
You know,
don't
we,
hang around and like circle back. Like their buddy just got picked off, and they don't circle back here and look like, what the hell was that? They don't do that.
yeah, we've done it, we've seen it, we've been successful with it, but statistically, the majority of the time, you pop the paper bag under their ass and they're running for cover.
That's
yeah.
why suppressor
You know,
guys
like
are
we-
cheaters.
We've had the luxury of, getting them to stop, calling them back in.
It does happen, right? Like you
yeah,
shoot one,
yeah,
they
but-
go
but-
off,
but-
and then you can pull them back with a pup distress. I'm
That's-
not saying
that-
it's
that-
impossible.
Yeah, that's the thing of just like time in the field.
Sure.
The more time you spend, the more you're going to see, the more interaction you're going to have, and that those 400-yard shots that you're taking on that follow-up coyote. How many times did I tell you that first one drops? Just get the second one to stop. Just try it, Carl. Just try it, please. Just try to stop that second one. Just try it, and
Yeah.
and you
They do.
can.
They will.
You-
gotta
you
watch
can.
the language. That's why we do the
Yeah.
videos. You know, like
The body language
Right.
for that follow-up coyote, you howl till your voice cracks and it
Yeah.
hurts.
Yeah.
And you see that run turn into a lope and that head turns, he's gonna stop.
Mhm.
And it's way easier to shoot a stationary than a moving.
I mean, the guys that can shoot them on it. I watched the video tonight, and you could tell you could tell how the coyote was reacting just by the video. So it's one of those videos with music and a coyote running in from another field, crosses, and it was with a thermal. So the guy's looking, and you see the dog way out to the right-hand side, coming in, crosses on the other side of this little like timber block. It was thin enough that he could see the heat through it. The dog breaks the other side of the timber block, gets in front of him, and you could tell right where the wind cone was. Because that dog got in front of him, started moving a little left, I would say probably his 11 o'clock. And you could see right when that thing got the wind, because that fucking thing, it was gone. I mean, like...
Side out.
Like flat, you know, in coyotes, when they run, it's like any other dog. They get flat. They look like greyhounds. They just flatten right out. But you're watching this,
Get
right?
skinny. Yeah.
Right. So you're watching this. This dog's coming, it's coming, crosses this timber block. It's out in front of him. And what's it doing? It's loping, right? And I'm like, oh, it's going to stop. So I'm watching this like, all right, dude, I don't know who this guy is. And I'm just like, calm down, bro. It's all right. It's going to stop. And this dog got past him on his left, and it got his wind, and that thing took off. Now, my man, whoever this guy was, he pulled one hell of a running shot off on a coyote. I mean, this thing was like full speed drag car, like get shit and get. This thing was gone. And the lead was perfect, and he stoned it. Now, I am not that good at that.
No.
So,
yeah.
I mean, kudos to him. But, okay, so this is somebody else's video with no voiceover, no explanation. You don't know what the wind is. You don't know any of the conditions on this video you're watching. But learn it now. You can see it in the dog and how they respond.
Yeah,
dog,
why did it do what it did?
Why did it do what it did? Right. So you have nothing. You don't. It's not like our videos. We only have 2 up, but you'll hear wind in them. You can hear the wind in the scopes. You can see, because they're night vision, you can see the grasses moving. Right. Thermal.
Yeah, that's cool.
None of that stuff.
Yeah, that's a really cool perspective.
But this dog, so I'm picking this guy's video apart. I'm like, well, there's where the wind was going. So it wasn't like a cross. It was over his shoulder. So it was from his right shoulder to his left shoulder. I mean, I guess it was a cross, but not like a defined cross.
Yeah, like, you said right to left, so maybe like 4 or 5 o'clock to his 11, 10 o'clock.
Yeah, right. But it was so cool. And like now, you know what's funny about all this? This is why I'm bringing this up. Now when I see all those other videos with no explanation of hunt or anything, how you can yourself, once you learn this, can dissect that video and know the wind direction, all the things, why they acted the way they did. That dog was going to stop. The problem is he just didn't pump his brakes enough and stopped at the wrong angle. And then as soon as he got that wind, that thing was gone. But kudos to him because he dumped him. Because if not, he would have made him very smart. Very smart.
Now he's very dead.
Now he's very dead. But, so like when you guys, like if anybody who listens to us, I don't care whose videos you don't have to watch ours if you don't want to. When you watch your videos or somebody else's or your buddies or stuff, you can literally dissect them and figure out, well, this is where I need to be different. Okay, this is what I need. This is the lesson to be learned, right? Could he now? What do we do? If you're a button pusher and e-collar guy, which we do that too, so I'm not knocking it. So the call is upwind, right? You have some kind of a crosswind. Maybe that wasn't a perfect cross, so his call was out to the right. Well,
yeah, it would have been to his right.
To his right. So the dog was circling around to the left to get wind of what that sound was until it got the wind of the guy and then boogied out. Yeah. But you'll be able to dissect those videos, and you can learn from that. Even your videos.
Oh, sure.
When you have dogs coming in.
Just watching that body language.
Sure. Yep. Like even your own scope videos, and you're watching dogs come in, and maybe they took off. Maybe... Well, now you know when you go to that spot, you need this wind. You had the wrong wind.
Yeah.
You need to be able to see whatever way you're pointing your call, your mouth call, whatever, they're going to circle down. You need to see all of your downwind. That is where, so like Brian's brought it up in on one of the videos that I've posted. You can see me moving my scope I'm anticipating where I'm going to shoot the dog.
You're not tracking the coyote. You're tracking, anticipating where the coyote's going. So you're still keeping the coyote in your field of view,
Right.
but you're minimizing the movement before it gets closer. So you're tracking the lead of where you're anticipating that it's going. You're shadowing that direction.
Like I know with the way my wind is, where you're gonna poke them, and where the end of the line is.
Yeah.
And like that particular video, there wasn't a lot of room down there, and I had one wind, and I drove all the way down there, and I made it work. So I mean, I knew, and I'm gonna post that video, but I knew when he had crested the last roller, where he was gonna stop and to try to smell what he was hearing. And that's where he got shot. But you can watch it in my scope. Like you see the dog coming, and then you see me move to where I know where he's gonna break out and where I'm gonna shoot.
Yep.
You know.
Oh, it was a great track. Yeah.
Wind direction is
absolutely
huge. You don't think so with a coyote. You think you can get away with it, but and then there's the whole other thing with you think they're coming from this direction, but they don't. Okay? Because we're not talking about an animal in a fence. Coyotes will move all over the place. They are
always on the move.
Yeah.
Always. Unless there's like, a variable, a bedded down coyote. Does it happen? Absolutely.
Sure it does.
The coyote that just lays down in the field, and you show up and you scan everything, you check your surroundings, daytime, nighttime, and you start calling, and boop, peekaboo. Oh, geez, like he was just laying down.
Yep.
Like the totally random things, but
they might actually be sleeping in such field. That is actually
yes. Yeah. They nap at nighttime too, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, we lived it.
Yeah, seen it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if a coyote is up on its feet, it's not your browsing deer, your stationary deer, your bedded deer, your grazing deer. It's moving. It is moving. It is always moving. It is mousing. It is hunting. It is surviving. It's on the move. Yeah, it's always not forelegs on the ground. It's on the move.
Not to like pound the deer thing in, but like deer go from bedding to food source to bedding. More or less. They don't. Yeah. Coyotes are not like that, man. They'll bed wherever the hell they want to bed. And then this brings up a whole other thing people talk about. Oh, well, there's a den down there. That don't mean a damn thing. Unless you can hunt when they're denned up with pups.
Yeah.
Then that makes sense to me. Okay? But, like, if you're like us and I've seen countless videos of people like, oh, man, there's coyote. It's a video of a coyote in a field. And they're like, oh, well, there's a den down there. That's why they're here. No. What month is it? First, tell me that.
Exactly. Like if you're in a state and you're watching a video and you hear the birds chirping and turkeys gobbling and turkeys in the field, and you can tell it's like springtime, and there's coyotes, there's probably a den close by.
Sure.
Like you also got to read the room. Like, is there a den there? There's probably a good probability that there's a den close by, but read the room of what you're actually watching. Like balls cold of winter, single digits outside, sideways blowing snow. I could give 2 Fs if there's a den.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't mean anything right now.
It's not like a deer. It doesn't go from bedding to feed to back to bed. It's a total different way of, even turkey hunting, right? So, man, we're all over the place tonight. So, like turkeys, they have their spot, like, oh, man, grass, super short grass. They roost. They come down. They feed. They move around. They roost. You know what I mean? Like it's
and
totally
those patterns for that animal is annually going to change with seasonal habitat change.
Yes, 100%.
Inevitably, that bird is not going to roost in the same tree all year long if we had a super mild winter. like all of the variables. You have a super mild winter. You had a good nut crop. There's plenty of loose leaf litter on the ground that bird can get at, to scratch at the ground, to have a food source, everything it needs to survive. And you had the most mildest of mildest winters. That roosting area might not change.
Right.
You put 2 feet of snow on the ground, that bird can't scratch at anything. It can't get to a food source. Their roosting areas are gonna change. That white-tailed deer, it's the same exact thing.
Right.
We had an epic nut crop. Like, I was hunting vicariously through my wife. I'd be working in the shop, and she'd be sitting in the ground blind out back and just texting me, I see deer, I hear deer. And every now and then I'd peek out back and I'd scan. And her goal this year was big fat doe or improve on your buck quality. But if you're happy, I'm happy for you. But we also came to the conclusion that how much meat does how much protein does one family need? And the amount of venison that I still have from last year, and I shot a 400 plus pound cow elk in Wyoming this year. Like, we're good. So we already came to the conclusion, any deer we get, I am skinning it, taking the back straps, taking the inner loins, breaking the front shoulders down, breaking the rear quarters down, and we were going to donate everything to our local rod and gun club up the hill for their annual big game supper. Yeah. And that was the game plan all along. And then my business just decided, well, you're chained to the lathe. And I mean, this time of year, I usually put 5 to 7 deer in the freezer. I'll fill every freaking tag I have on big fat does, and I had 0 time to get out. So I did not meet that goal. I'm not disappointed at all. But the habitat change that we had, I don't know if you guys got hit with it, but do you remember? It was probably like 5 years ago. We got hit with that gypsy moth caterpillar infestation.
Yes. Oh, those little bastards! Yeah, those are the ones that were biting in the neck and everything.
No.
Those ones that were in the little ones that were in a tree, like the lawnmower guys. I know because I do it. They were biting. I forget what they were called.
So the gypsy moth, the caterpillars that we had. Yeah. So from the larva state to the caterpillar state before the moth state, over that little invasive little bug's lifespan. When the larva hatched, and now we have this caterpillar, the Mohawk Valley where I live, 0 exaggeration, and it's hard to describe to somebody because they're going to say bullshit. The month of July looked like December with no snow. There was no foliage on the trees. None. You could walk. Right, yeah. You could walk in my woods on a blue, clear sky day, and it sounded like it was raining, and it was all the sound of caterpillar shit falling out of the trees, hitting the loose leaf litter on the ground. It sounded like it was raining. I am not exaggerating. Wow. So what happened with that? The trickle down effect, all the repercussions of this, the caterpillars devastated the foliage on the trees, which stressed every mature tree that year. It was oaks, it was maples, foliage on trees, and then they actually started to get into like hemlocks. Like, they depleted one food source and then they went to their secondary food source. Yep. Okay, we have evergreen trees. So then they started getting into the pines and the hemlocks. So that year was it was disgusting. It was awful. So that year I changed my habitat. You have sunlight that can penetrate to the forest floor. I grew epic microplots in the woods.
There you go.
Of chicory and clover. I got great sunlight hitting the forest floor, so I'd put up strategic on private property, strategic little microplots. And they flourished, and I'd kill deer off of them. Like, I changed the habitat because the natural browse were gone, the foliage was gone, but the biggest thing, the nut crop was gone.
Yep.
No acorns, no beech, no hickory, no walnut. Like, our nut crop was gone. So, stressing the trees out, it took 5 years for my property, my backyard, my land to actually recover. And this is the first nut crop that we've had in 5 years. And that changed the whole dynamic of whitetail movement in 2025.
Yeah.
Like, we actually had, like, it. This is what the deer herd is supposed to do and what it's supposed to look like in my backyard. And in the subsequent years, from like 2021 to, last season, you have foliage on the trees. You don't have sunlight penetrating to the forest floor because it can't get through the canopy. So microplots were like a one and done thing.
Yeah.
And what's the natural browse that animal's feeding on? That's what you're focusing. That's what I'm focusing attention on, of finding your family groups of does, and where's that buck? And if he's not there, he's going to show up eventually, but just, not hunting the doe to kill the doe, but hunting the doe to find the buck.
Yeah.
And, very, very, very similar dynamic with coyotes of habitat, food source, carrying capacity.
Yes.
Going back to Wyoming, when I was talking with that rancher, I think I said it was like 7,000 acres. And we were talking about the numbers of, population density here in New York, and told him how hard, and, we don't suck at what we do. And this is how hard we had to work to hit triple digits. And I'm like, your honest opinion. I go, if you had the confidence in me, and I know we just met, but my experience, our conversation, he goes, how long do you think of a time frame to hit triple digits if you really focused attention? And he's like, Brian, if you took 2 weeks, and he goes, I'm telling you 2 weeks, take a half a week, a few days to get out here and a few days to get home with some recovery time. But if you came out here for 2 weeks and dedicated 2 weeks, he goes, 1 week of hunting, we'd probably hit that number.
Sure.
Triple digits.
Right, we gotta buy one.
So, it's going back to where we started in the beginning of, you and JP and Jeremy, chatting with the PA boys. It's population density.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
go have fun.
You know what the problem is? We're just too.
Don't
good
worry
at
about
what
the numbers.
we do. Yeah, it has not. Who cares about the numbers? It's more,
Yeah.
It's. I think. This is what I think, because I was that guy, right? Like, I have to shoot this many.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I sat at 6 coyotes for a number of years, and it was like annoying at that point. But then I, But anyway, I was that guy, and you know what? That shit don't even matter. You know what I mean? That doesn't. I want to see, like I talk about dissecting these videos.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see how they're acting. I want to learn more about how they communicate.
Yeah.
So you're kind of, I don't want to call it limited, but like with a hand call, like an e-caller's got a ton of sounds that, and you think you're doing something with like more sounds, this, that, the other thing. If you can do all that with a hand call, now that is something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Because it's a basic library at that point.
Yeah, like your vocabulary is so limited.
And it's super hard. I'm gonna tell you that.
Yeah. Oh my God. I had a comment on the YouTube. I've said coyotes do coyote things. If you're vocalizing, there's no half-assing it. You're ripping that howl. You're a coyote doing a coyote thing.
Right.
But
not at first, start off easy.
Yes. That's the thing where
start off easy.
You take Joe the Pro, and he's got that he's got a good concept of his perspective, taking something that I've said and maybe like twisting it or manipulating it a little bit to make himself sound a little bit better or educated. And I'm not discrediting anybody, but coyotes don't just howl.
No.
They're not just ripping howls at full volume all the time. Like they have a much larger vocabulary.
It's huge.
Like learn that vocabulary and the chirps, the whimpers, the whines.
Yeah.
Like there's subtle vocals that the animal makes, and it's the same thing that we've talked about before, where you get to a stand, you scan your surroundings, you don't see anything. I still don't want to just get out there and just full volume anything. Like, and you're not hurting a damn thing. If you're confident, you have, you're not just in home range, but you're like really stepping on core territory. There's just tracks, a lot of marking, a lot of urine in the snow, a lot of feces in the snow, and just like wicked beat down travel corridor, like everything to you that just screams, I'm not in home range. I'm knocking on core territory. Like I'm in the bedroom. You're not hurting anything with just starting with a little whimper, a little whine, a quiet coyote vocal. The last thing I want to do is come out of the gates charging and just full volume and pop a paper bag under somebody's ass and scare the hell out of them.
Yeah, because they don't like that shit. They don't like
no.
that at all.
They might, and they might just full hard charge commit. Like there's the variables,
yeah.
But it's the statistics of you popped a paper bag under their ass, you scared the hell out of them, and now they're timid. I want to sound as inviting as possible, so graduating your volume and like even hypothetically, even if you wanted to start. Yeah, we're going to go in and we're just going to straight up vocals. You got a little mouse squeaker or just a lip squeak, just start with that.
Right.
Just subtle, quiet as you continue to scan your surroundings. And then, a minute or two later, you see nothing. Okay, nobody's right here, but I'm good. And then go ahead, full volume, rip your howl.
Because I've thought about the guys that say they howled, had coyotes respond, and never showed. Okay, that is the most common thing that they say, well, we know they're there. They see them all the time, right? Okay, so you went in, you turned your e-collar up to 25, ripped an invitational howl. They answered, but didn't come out.
Yeah.
Why?
Mm-hmm.
Why? Maybe you popped a paper bag under them. Got them startled. They got up, moved, and answered. But now they're going to be leery as to, wow, that was drastic.
Yeah.
Drastic. And okay, if I have any hesitation and my survival my survival instinct says, I want to smell what that is. How much habitat is between you and that sound, and where's your downwind, and is there a finger of habitat that continues towards your downwind? One of those two scenarios, set up, go ahead, rip your howl. Rip it right off the rip. You get that audible response. You just turned into a turkey hunter. Go cut distance on their ass. Right. And then when you get that approach with appropriate wind, get quiet. Get really quiet and coaxing sounds, lip squeaks, your e-collar vole squeaks. You got a mouse squeaker in your pocket. Like cutting distance, and broken record saying that your turkey hunter is going to kick it in the ass as opposed to your whitetail hunter.
But your wind is super important in that. If you're going to cut distance,
huge.
Take a minute to think about where your wind is, where you're hearing the sound, and if it's even possible. Because if you go and cut distance and your wind is no good, you're not doing shit but educating.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's all you're doing.
I've probably brought up this scenario in the past. You guys will see this property before we die, I promise. the
Kansas, bringing my third
the
round.
we'll do that too. I'll include that. But this local property that I have, it's the farm that I grew up next to when I was a kid. And when I was a kid, it was just agriculture, timber, shag, like woods. And here we are, present day, human proximity, zoning changes. There's a housing development. There's a continuation off of that, a cul-de-sac, house lights, and it still surrounds that old farm. So the ethics of it and the legalities of it, you're legal pretty much anywhere you stand on that property. For I mean legal discharge distance in New York State, you got to be 500 feet or more away from a dwelling unless you have permission. Mm-hmm. So I have permission on the farm, period. That's it. Yeah. I'm the only person allowed to have boots on the ground pursuing coyotes. And there's one piece of habitat that's owned by, I'm not going to say it out loud, but we'll just say company. A company owns this land. It is the largest piece of habitat that joins this property. And typically, that's where the coyotes come from. I have a safe backdrop. That's what I'm shooting into. It's woods. You can't shoot south. You can't shoot west. You can't shoot east. You can shoot north. Yep. And typically, that's where the wind. That's where I get audible response. 9 out of 10 shots, that's where they're coming from. Like and yep. Facing north, typically we have a west or northwest wind. That's the predominant wind here. And usually it sets me up for a crosswind, which I love. Absolutely love that. So having those vocal coyotes, the problem is the visibility in that particular field, and where the tree line is, you only go about 20 yards into that tree line. That's where the property line is to said company. Mm-hmm. You don't cross the property line. Right. So I have to call the coyotes, if they're not already out in the field, into that field and then manipulate them out of the timber. And the hardest part about this property is almost every year, they are the most vocal coyotes. There's 2 local properties that I have that annually produce just super vocal coyotes. That's that fun. Just talk at everything. It is fun and aggravating at the same time. So this particular property, the biggest variable is just off of property line onto said company's property is a stream. Mm-hmm. And the common denominator that I found is it's off property. And I know I can make a phone call to cross property line to go onto that company's property. It's just the time of the day. Yeah. And just finding the time for one property to put boots on the ground, go for a walk. But the common denominator for success is the weather that we have right now. That stream is frozen because I don't know where they're crossing that stream. I don't know how they're getting over that stream. Yeah. And I swear to God, you will have the most vocal coyotes coming out of that timber block, and they will keep you there. You're not educating anything because I am not calling constantly. I'm a coyote doing coyote things. Right. And myself and that family group, We'll have like 5 interactions over an hour of vocalizations. Like, I'm not hurting a damn thing doing that, and they're going to keep you there for an hour because you hear them answer, you hear them move, you hear them cut distance. All right, they got to be getting close to that stream, but I have no idea where this crossing is. Are they just like answering me? Are they committed? Are they coming? And it keeps you there for so long. And, typically it's like, okay, it's been a freaking hour. They should have popped up by now. Then you go back to the truck and then you get that one rip of a howl. And I'm like, oh, I think they crossed the stream.
Gotta go
and back. We've shot a couple of coyotes that it just took that long for them to get to us. Yeah. But the common denominator is that stream is frozen. and you don't have to wait like a third of the time. And they're going to be in that field exponentially quicker. And it's time, experience, boots on the ground, properties that you're familiar with, and you're going to make mistakes. And to your boy Matt that reached out from PA, just be super 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 cognizant of recognizing mistakes that you made and what were those mistakes, how can you improve on them. But you really that's going to be the hardest part in excelling, is recognizing where you effed up, because you're gonna make those mistakes. And that's where I said before, it's that guy that goes out one time and he's successful on his first hunt. No matter what game he's chasing, he's successful on the first hunt. And now they have expectations of this is how it's supposed to happen every single time. And they may have experienced that one variable of, adolescent, juvenile, whatever age class that they were hunting. And you just experienced the pine cone, and that was your very first successful hunt. And now you have expectations of that's how it's going to happen every single time. And you just shot yourself in the foot for the rest of your career.
Yeah, that'd be a tough pill to swallow.
I think that's what I'm getting at with this whole conversation is, to the new guy, because I see that all the time. Don't get discouraged.
No.
I mean, I hate like putting us any kind of pedestal or anything. We went a lot of years without being successful, and you have to just stay at it, And it's the problem with it is a lot of guys, you spend a ton of money in this.
Oh yeah, I don't.
Even if you stick with night vision like we have, you spend a ton of money, and it gets discouraging, right? I mean, we've already said it. It's been 2 weeks, since we've harvested anything. So, but I did get a fox the other night. But that's a whole nother thing. But stay out there. Pay attention.
It feels good.
Yeah, it just feels good. Well, see, that he was just in the wrong place. He was just. It was my farm, and we've had snow, right? So. And I'm the guy, like, anytime I go somewhere, look at a job or whatever, I'm always looking down. It drives my father nuts. Because what am I doing? I'm looking for tracks. I'm looking for signs.
You're veering into the ditch, but there's a hell of a track right there. What was that?
Right. I'm like, look at the size of that paw print. So, like, I noticed some tracks in the yard over there. And I'm like, I know what that is, And I'm like, well, I have birds there, so it's, I don't want him there. So, and it's been kind of slow, and I went out there. It was super cold that night. We had a little bit of a wind, and that's a whole nother thing, the whole wind conversation. But, like, if there's high winds, do you hunt, whatever. But that's a whole nother thing for another time. But, I went there. I did my vocals. I did my subtleties first, and got aggressive. Nothing responded, nothing answered, and I just wanted to feel good. So, I mean, you can't really go wrong. I was at that point checking winds and other properties, deciding if I was going to go somewhere else. So I'm on my phone in my hunting app looking. What do? I turn a rabbit on my partner, because I was solo, and I just let a rabbit go and scanned every once in a while, and Bob's your uncle. It's,
Here he comes.
Here he comes. And that one I'm definitely pretty sure. I'm going to post that one, because it was an e-caller, but then I went to what got him in was mouse squeaks.
Yeah.
He was cautious moving in, and mouse squeaks just turned the tide, man. As soon as he heard them mouse squeaks, he was like, I'm coming.
Nice.
And he made it in the back of the truck.
Yeah.
But super nice rat. But anyway, just like I keep going back to it. Just don't get discouraged. Keep trying, man. Wind is super important. Wind is like so important, and light wind sucks.
Yeah, because
it's all
stagnant. Stagnant winds are the absolute worst.
I rather hunt in the wind. I would rather hunt the wind. It's defined. It's then you don't have to worry about like landscape,
so
topography, and all that stuff with light winds.
something you can do with a super stagnant wind. Get to your stand, scan your surroundings, and I don't smoke, but I keep a lighter in my truck. And every now and then, if I have a stagnant wind, I put the lighter in my pocket and we'll go out to stand and just scan. Yup, scan first. Check your surroundings, make sure nothing's out there, and then in the darkness, just flick that lighter, that cigarette lighter, and see which way the flame curls over. And even in the lightest breeze, that's hard to tell which way the wind is going. You'll see a little arc of the wind, and it'll give you a little bit of.
And I used to use a lighter all the time.
Yep, you'll get a little bit of a clue which way the wind direction is going. Even if it's a light draft, it'll give you a little bit of a confidence level to anticipate and premeditate what's going to happen.
And I think you'll see that more with a lighter than you will with powder.
Mm.
Well, I mean, yeah, especially in the dark.
Yeah. It's just not even the dark side of it. We've gone because we carry dust with us.
Yep.
And because there's spots that we could have a strictly straight south wind at 7 miles an hour, and as soon as we get there, it's not south.
It's because of that damn thing that's right there.
It's because of the river,
because
right?
of that damn river.
Yep.
So, we carry dust, so we check. We always check. Mm-hmm. That's the first thing I say to Josh when we get out of the truck. Where's your dust?
Which way is the wind blowing?
Which way is it? Because we think we're anticipating that it's this direction, but when it's light, it's going to be all over the place.
And if it's light like that, I'm just throwing it out there. When I park, when you park, good probability of the area that you're parking next to has a windbreak of some sort, which would be a tree line or barns.
Right.
Yeah. Structure. You're going to have, whether it's natural or man-made, you're probably, not probably, but most often you're more than likely parking next to structure of some sort to walk in. Structure is going to very much play a role on air current.
Yeah.
So still, like, you have a little bit of an idea when you're at the truck, but boots on the ground where you're making the stand with a stagnant wind, milkweed seeds.
Oh yeah, the brine.
Every bow hunter on Earth is probably responsible for introducing milkweed to different areas. So remember that
on the lightest of wind.
Yeah,
exactly. So a little trick that I have for this is, can you picture the change purse that we used to, those little rubber change purses?
I know exactly where you're going with this.
Yep.
And then what do you put cotton in it, right?
No, I have just one of those little metal keychains that hangs off of a brown. I ordered brown change purses, and I actually gave them to my buddies a few years back as Christmas gifts. A change purse, and just stuff it full of milkweed, it's right there. Like it makes no sound. There's no jingle. It's made out of rubber.
I wonder how many.
It takes up no space at all.
Those are. You know what I mean? Because
a change purse, yeah.
Now those little rubber change purse, you are dating the hell out of yourself right now.
Oh, I know. But go on Amazon and just search change purse.
Yep, rubber change.
Like pocket
purse.
change,
yep.
A rubber change purse.
Everybody had one of those.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
So
I had one.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So, instead of a pocket full of change, I have a change purse full of milkweed that hangs off of my pack. And boy, what an absolute, like, amazing thing. So, like, your powder is going to dissipate over distance.
Yeah, it'll spread out.
Sure. That one little granular of milkweed that's going to float and I mean, from a tree stand with the amount of deer hunting, you can watch that thing just like circle in front of you for
sure.
20 seconds, and then your thermals change, and then it just lifts up into the air. Like, just watching what air currents do, and that animal survives with its nose.
Right.
Yeah, wind is super important.
And I'm not saying every condition is going to produce like, a constant fact of wind direction, but the stars have to align sometimes with ambient light or anything. But being able to see a white cottonwood, excuse me, not cottonwood, milkweed, seeing white milkweed in the dark, you can watch it for a couple of feet get away from you, and it's going to give you an idea of wind direction, like even in the dark. Daytime, yeah, freaking awesome.
Yeah.
And even though working with the TV show, we have sponsors like Dead Downwind Scent Control,
that's what we use.
the
the
dust we
Windicator
use.
powder.
Yeah, that's what we use.
So to save the money, go to your local big box hardware store like Lowe's or Home Depot, and it's actually a thing. Number 0 chalk line chalk. There's different grades of chalk line chalk, and every grade is associated with a color and a number. 0 chalk line chalk is typically purple in color, but you can buy like the biggest freaking jug for $4 and just keep refilling your Windicator bottle with that for like next to nothing. You buy one big bottle at your big box store, it's going to last you like 5 seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, then you get that stuff on your hands and you pick your nose when you're in the field.
It's labeled as 0 because it wipes off.
Oh,
it's
right.
it's not your
you're
red.
A carpenter, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
This shit is like
It's
never
not.
sees,
Yeah,
man.
everywhere.
Yeah, it's not your blue, which is like semi-permanent. It's not your red that's permanent. It's
don't use red,
it's
guys.
Yeah, do not use the red. So I actually brought that up in a seminar a while back, and somebody brought up a point. They're like, well, I read that deer can see the color blue, so wouldn't it be like a little inappropriate to use a Windicator that's the color purple, similar to blue? And I'm like, dude, if you're
sitting there looking up and for colors,
I'm like, if you're painting your tree blue with powder, you're probably using a little bit too much. Like, it's really the concept of just a poof in the air.
Yeah.
It was a good laugh, but no offense taken. But it was a valid point to bring up. But,
he's just dumping it,
Dumping the bottle out.
and he gets down. He looks like a fucking Smurf, because he's blue.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Just spectrums of color. And what was he wrong in saying that? No, totally accurate. But it's just fact of the matter. Like, no, this is just like a little. And I also brought up the fact that what is our species of deer? It's a whitetail.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it white? When that white flag flags, it's typically an alarm.
Mm-hmm.
And what is the standard colored powder in every Windicator bottle?
White.
It's white.
Yeah.
So
you're giving yourself away already, boys.
yeah. Well, I made that analogy, and it was a good laugh.
The jaw
It really was a good laugh.
I can picture it. Like, oh shit, he's right. Anyway, thanks for coming on with us, Brian.
A plethora of
heck yeah, anytime.
knowledge and information.
That's why I call him the Messiah. Because what's he talk about? Standing on a hill, and then speaking the language, preaching the language. That's why he forever shall be known as the Coyote Messiah.
I appreciate you, bud. And you I don't know if it was brought up. I don't think it was brought up, but happy birthday, Carl.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
They're not as fun as they used to be anymore.
Right.
16 permit. I think we could buy guns when we were 18.
18.
18. Yeah. We
Yeah.
hit 18. I skipped school that day and bought a rifle. True fact. 21, we all know what that one brings.
Yep.
42.
Everything you were doing from when you were 16, but now it's legal.
Yeah, now it's legal. And not in a cornfield. It's, Anyway, 42, not that fun anymore. My body hurts, but I do appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. Your brain says, yeah, do it. And your body's like, no. F you.
No, can't do that no more.
Right.
Oh, yeah. I got this little saying going on. You know that old phrase, look before you leap?
Yes.
Yeah, I make sure I look twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Well, yours is coming up soon too, right?
Yeah, Saturday.
How many years young are you going to be?
4 or 5. 45.
Oh, wow. Well, that's even worse for you.
Yeah. You know, all of those years of blue collar life, and it catches up.
Yeah.
It really catches up.
It's the mileage, right?
Yeah. Pierre made that great analogy of it's not age, it's mileage.
It's the mileage.
Oh yeah. I'll be 43 next month, so.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yours is. We're all winter babies.
Mm-hmm.
So.
We got this will come out well before, but I wish I had the address off the top of my head. It is the annual Sacandaga Bible Conference up at the Sacandaga Reservoir in Broad Albin. Every year we do a game calling seminar. We're invited back to do it again this year. So that'll be. Oh crap! Bear with me 1 second. I can take a peek real quick. It will be. Nope, wrong year. Sorry. December, January. There we go. January 10th, and I think they're starting the first seminars right around 12 p.m. right at lunchtime. Good venue, good people. I think they usually have 8 to 10 speakers maybe, and one guest speaker. I'm not sure who's going to be the guest speaker.
I had no idea. But you haven't told me about this.
Yeah, no, I actually, just being so busy in the shop, I got the email.
Are you and Andy both going?
Yeah, typically, I think this will be our 3rd, if not 4th year doing this, but they give us a great, not room, but a building, this particular room in a building, beautiful ambiance, all knotty pine, wood grain, seating. We filled it to capacity one year, and then it was standing room only the next year, and we give a really, really, really good game calling seminar, and we focus it around coyotes, and been dabbling more in just game calling, period. So there's back-to-back seminars. I think that starts around noon, and each seminar is an hour long, and then a 15-minute break, so you can pick 2 of the seminars to go sit and listen to, and then there's the keynote speaker at the end, and then when they're done with that, it's just really, really nice spread for typically it's a good wild game supper that they have at the end. It's a really nice setup.
Sweet.
Might have to take a personal day for my birthday and go for a road trip.
Yeah.
Is that your birthday?
Yeah.
On the 10th?
Yeah.
Surprised.
Oh, cool.
I'm just learning about this, and usually I know all this stuff already.
Yeah, well, like I said, I've been so busy in the shop. I got the email with the invitation to come back, and I forgot all about it. 'Cause like I said, the first 2 hours of my morning is just PR work, and then totally forgot to respond to the email, and I responded to the email within minutes after I got a text from the event coordinator inquiring about it, and it was just kind of a good laugh of the coincidence and timing that I just responded to his email that will be there on the 10th. Awesome. And it's typically just good times, good people, nice turnout.
Fantastic.
I'm I couldn't fill you in on the specifics of cost or anything, but it's fun. It's a fun trip, really great environment.
Good. All right. We'll put that on the calendar and see what we can do.
Yeah. Yeah,
But,
I kind of think I want to go.
Yeah, sweet guys.
All right.
I'll you keep me posted, and I'll make some phone calls for you too.
All right. Sounds good.
Definitely.
All right. Mr. Rush, rushcustomcallers.com.
Yep. Get all your calls from him. They are the best.
Rush Custom Callers on YouTube.
Yep.
Watch his videos. They're very informative. You will learn.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. You can find us.
Thanks for having me. It's always always a fun chit chat with you, and it is 11:49. Yeah, probably turn the lathe back on when I hang up with you boys and head back at it.
Yeah, I think we're gonna go hit one or two before the rain sets in.
He's got me all excited now.
Yeah, that's supposed to come in tonight.
Yeah, for the next day or two. But
Yeah.
OnePredatorHunts.com is where you can find us. One Predator page on Facebook. OnePredatorHunts@gmail.com.
We appreciate all the emails.
Yes.
And stuff. Thank you guys.
Yeah,
for
we
doing
love.
that.
Hit us
We're
up.
nobody, but we do appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. And well, I guess we'll catch you in the next one.